Hey guys, it's John. Welcome back to KC Farms. We have done a lot of work to make our chores a lot faster. Follow along today and see what we've done. Well guys, we're up here with the cats and they're getting bigger and we've seen them hunting birds and stuff, so we're hoping they're gonna do a great job with mice. Let's check them out really quick. Morning Flo, morning Colby. So we don't really talk about these guys too much, but they're super friendly. They'll go in the garage and lay up there and check out the birds. But we did see them going after some birds in the yard, so hopefully soon they're gonna be going after some mice. But today's video, guys, it is getting close to winter. Everything's winding down. We've had our last piglets born, so we got some mamas in the farrowing barns. We probably won't show you those today. We'll save that for another video since you've seen a bunch of piglets. But we tried to move everybody around so chores are easier. We've had everyone spread out across the property, and it makes for a lot of stops when we're doing chores. So the first thing we did, actually this morning is the first time we did this, but we've got all the chickens moved together, not necessarily in the same pen, but right next to each other. There's the whiting true blues, starting to get a bunch of eggs from them. And then next to them, we've got the Novagents. Always getting a ton of eggs from them. That's what we have in the garage, ready for this spring to start laying. And next to the Novagents, we've got the Welsumers, and they've actually gone down. I think they may be done for the year in laying. We get maybe 2 a day, but we've got all the pens right next to each other, and that way it is a lot easier to get chores done in the morning. It's one stop, get them all done, let them all out, and then feed them. Same thing in the evening. The kids are in charge of locking everybody up, so they're gonna come out here, have one stop, close all 3 pens, and not have to drive all the way across the farm to get the birds done. But the plan for these guys, we'll move them up and down the yard in the front of the house, so they'll just be heading straight up there. Move them once or twice a week depending on weather and the area they're in. Then we'll move them back and forth, up and down during the winter. So hopefully that'll help out the grass in the spring and summer, fertilize that and get it nice, and just a lot easier to get chores done. One stop to get all the eggs, one stop to get all the feed, one stop to fill all the waters, and that's already speeding things up a lot for us. So trying to make things easier as the weather gets bad, so we're not spending an hour out doing chores, and hopefully that will help us. Check these guys out. We've got the midget whites, and these guys can fly. You can see this one over here is out. We've had a couple up on top of the house, but they are getting big. I guess I'm just so used to chickens. I know they're not big compared to other turkeys, but they are big for what we're used to. So good morning, guys. But they have been doing well in this area, and we're gonna clear out some of this, our old housing and stuff, and then we'll move them over to that side, and they'll stay in this house. We'll have to clean out the hay and stuff in their house, but this has been a good area for them, and they are doing well. Good morning. So that is how the turkeys are. Let's run back and check out the other things we've moved. All right, so with moving all the animals, we've taken off 6 stops on our daily feeding chores, and that obviously is going to help out a lot. The first one I'm going to show you is the toughest one, because they like to fight a little bit. So over here, we've got the boars. And anytime you move your boars back together, they're gonna establish who is dominant. And the little ones, it's not as big of a deal, but the bigger ones, you see Chubbs, the black one over there on the right, he is actually the dominant one. And he won the battle. There's Boudreaux, he's sniffing up on Boudreaux. Boudreaux's a little bit older. And Kevin's in here somewhere. But so real tough to see your animals fighting like that, but someone's got a hairball there. You got that? But it's tough to see them arguing like that, but that's just how it goes when you put them back together. And so that's what we did. Now we've got one stop for all the pigs instead of 3 different male pens. Let's see who's in here. They've got the one barn stall. My goodness. There's Charlie. Charlie's in here with all the big boys. And there's Chubbs. He's the dominant one. He's the one that won the battles. We had a little bit of blood, a little bit of limping, but everybody's good. It's been 2 days now. There hasn't been any more fighting. There's Mo. And here's the old guard, Boudreaux. He lost his battle, but he's still doing good. Hey, bud, how are you? Doing okay? So, here's the one boar pen. So now we've got, oh gosh, I don't know, 11, 10. Some may ask why we have so many boars. Well, most of them are all different lines. I'm gonna hop out of the pen here, so hopefully you can hear me. Oh my goodness. But we've got a lot of different lines and different pairings we want to breed in the spring, so that's why we have a lot of boars. Obviously Charlie right there in front is a barrow, so he won't be breeding anybody. But we may pare down the numbers here eventually. We'll see how all these guys grow up and turn out, and we may get rid of some, who knows. But the boars are the easiest, obviously. They're the friendliest. They argue and fight a little bit, so do the females, but the boars are actually a lot more chill than the females. Not that the females are bad, but that's why we don't mind having so many boars. One little scuffle when you put them all back in, and now they're fine. So we've actually got 6 fences on here. We made the area a lot bigger. They can sleep in the barn, they can sleep in that pigloo, or they can come down here. And here's our boy Kevin. He took the beating the worst. They can come down here to this pigloo if they want. Hey Kevin, how you doing, bud? You doing okay? So there's plenty of room for everybody for housing. He's got little scrapes right there on his shoulder from them tussling. But everybody's good. Everybody's got a lot of hours. It rained all day last night. You can see all day last night. It rained all day yesterday. You can see the hay's dry, and everybody is doing good. So all the pigs are in here. There's plenty of area for them to get away. That's why we added more fencing and more housing. We knew there was going to be some arguing and scuffling to see who's the boss. And there he is, Chubbs. He's the boss of the pen, but everyone's got somewhere to get out of the weather. They could run down here and get away when they're scuffling and seeing who the boss was. But this is a nice pen. You can see they really haven't started rooting. There's a couple spots where they've dug up. We'll see how that goes. We've read a lot of it is looking for grubs and when the ground's wet and worms, and so that is what it is. But our last pen, you can probably guess, if we got all the boars over there, you're right, we moved all the gilts and sows, except for the mamas who are still in their farrowing pens, in together. So I can see they've rooted a little bit more. Their last spot right here, we actually used a tractor and put a hog panel on it and started dragging it around. It's actually smoothed it out quite well. Since the rain, we're gonna wait a little bit because it's just all mud. But we've got all the females over here. You can see they've rooted a little bit more than the boys have. That's just the way it was. We did start setting up fences over across in the woods, but if they get out of there, we don't have a fence around that side of the property, so we're a little hesitant to put them over there. But girls are rooting a little bit more. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 females in here. There's Penny. She was over by the donkeys. We just moved her over here. They had a little tussle, not as bad as the boars. It's funny, the girls, they bite each other's hind ends when they're figuring out who the dominant female is. So girls are all over here doing well. They've got a big old area as well. The little ones, we were worried. These are Penny's 2 girls, and they are in here. Came out at night. We just have 2 pigloos, and they are all piled in together. A lot of them just in one, wherever there's room. But so 2 stops for pigs. Geez, Pepper. Pepper's letting the little ones know who's boss. I guess if you can pick on somebody, you might as well do it while they're little. But our chores have been drastically cut down time-wise, and we are excited about that. So a lot of people wonder why we have so many pigs. Guys, we just love them. They're just such an easy animal to raise. You can see most of these are all different looking. They're different colors, different patterns, different shapes, sizes, and we just love the Kune pigs. So that's why we have so many. Doesn't mean we're gonna end up keeping them all. We've actually got a butcher appointment for our meat pigs coming up here in December, and we're really excited about that. So those will be off the farm here shortly, and we'll have some delicious meat in our fridge. So numbers are constantly going up and down. You know, we got the piglets over there, so we've got 2 more sows that we could add in this pen once they wean their piglets. We'll decide what to do as that time comes. One quick update here. We've got the quack shack back there, and you can see that little platform right there. I've got the base built. We're getting ready to move quack shack number 1 back here, so all the ducks are going to be back at the pond. We need to get those little ones out of the garage because they are getting big and stinky. And you know, ducks, they don't keep anything dry, so it'll be nice to get them out of the garage. So that was the project I'll be working on today. But we just wanted to show you how we cut out so many stops, and I'm sure we'll get a lot more stops when spring and summer come. We'll separate pigs for breeding and farrowing and do it all over again. But for winter time, we've got them all together. I'm gonna make our chores a lot easier, and we are excited about that. So Marine, do you need to say hi before we leave? Donkeys are getting ready to be moved again. There's Marine and Ethel. Leroy way over there. We're gonna get them moved off their spot, and they are doing well. You can see they got their winter fur in. They're looking nice and hairy. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you following along, checking out all our new arrangements here for wintertime. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We'd appreciate that, and we will see you on the next video. Run.